Okay, about ready to go. And they drop the green, and once again, Scott Gray gets a horrible start. Everybody gets by him, and he's there at the line, lugging the hell out of that engine. It seems like he's doing it on purpose, but he's not. He's probably just banging the tank. Now he's finally getting up to speed, and this time instead of a 2-turn advantage, he only has a 1-turn advantage. Let's see if he can turn that into a win, because he was the fastest bike out there before. But the same thing happened to Scott Gray again. He could not get the bike cleaned, and he got a very poor start. This is going to be incredible. Let's see how Scott Gray manages this now. As already, he's starting to pick up the tail enders as they hit around turn number 3. Okay, your leader's down the other side, and of course we expect to see Richard Oliver, bike number 27, and John Glover. Awesome attack we got out here on that back straightaway, and there they go. In fact, it's Glover out in front. Oliver running in second spot, and look at that Suzuki, 9th through the pack as they go down the back straightaway. Look at Scott Gray going. That Suzuki, he is just flying down that back straightaway, whooshing by people right and left. Okay, here they come out down the straightaway, and John Glover's going to lead the first time down on the Kawasaki. That's the Boxer Kawasaki, ahead of Rich Oliver on the Cosman Kawasaki. Then comes the Suzuki with Jeff Stern, Denny Duarte on the other Kawasaki. Then come a couple other bikes, and we're still looking for Scott Gray, and here he comes. He's in the middle of the field right now as they come by the end of the first lap. Okay, we're looking for a great race here between Oliver and Glover. Both on Kawasaki engined bikes, but one rider's on a Cosman, and the other one's on a Boxer. And here they go. It looks like Oliver's going to try and make a pass, but he doesn't do it. He gets right on the rear wheel of Glover as they hit up the hill. Jeff Stern doing an excellent job holding down 3rd spot on that big Suzuki. Denny Duarte right there on that 11-year-old Kawasaki in 4th. And all the while, Scott Gray in the back, ready to pounce. Let's see if he's got enough horsepower and enough lap over the crest of the hill. And down that back straightaway, Jeff Stern keeping those leaders right inside in 3rd place. Glover still out in front. Here comes Oliver, right on the rear wheel of Glover, and it looks like we're in for another 8 laps of exciting action here as we come down to the final 2-wheel event of the day, coming around turn number 8. Oliver stalking Glover all over the racetrack. Hasn't quite found the place to pass yet as they come out of turn number 9. Maybe he'll try it right here as he gets into the draft, and they come down the front straightaway. It's still Glover, Oliver right there in the draft, Stern running in 3rd spot, Denny Duarte in 4th, and here comes Scott Gray. He's going to get around Ryan and gets into 6th spot. Boy, these guys are awfully close. In fact, it looks like now Oliver is taking over the lead as they go up the hill. They're side by side going up the hill. Looks like Glover's taking back the lead again. We'll check it on our big telescope up in the top end of the... Oh, the leader almost went off the track as he exited 5. It's the lead now as they head over the crest of the hill and down the other side. Glover is in 2nd spot. Jeff Stern doing a great job on that Suzuki, running there in 3rd spot, definitely down on horsepower. His is a little more stock than the other two, maybe not. However, Denny Duarte holding down 4th spot, but I think that's going to be for naught because Gray is going to get him this time around, and Gray's going to pick off Duarte for 4th, take over 4th position and go after the leaders here. Let's see if Gray can catch him this time as we're coming up to complete lap number 3, and it's Oliver out in front, Glover in 2nd. Glover in the draft, though, is going to pull right to the inside of Oliver. We got the 2 Kawasaki's going to return one side by side, and Glover takes over the lead. A great pass by John Glover on the inside. Looks like Oliver's coming right back, though, on the inside and takes over the lead again going into turn number 2. Now they're side by side going around turn number 2. Jeff Stern still holding down in an incredible 3rd position, and Scott Gray now ready to pounce. He's free of Denny Duarte, and when they come down the back straightaway, watch for bike number 31, Scott Gray, on that RG500 Gamma, that Suzuki, that set the lap record here with Randy Momola aboard. Yeah, that thing's going to start, it's going to close up. There's no doubt about it. It's going to close up here. In fact, Stern is even keeping himself close to the leaders as they go over the crest of the hill and down the back straightaway again. The leaders coming up to speeds of about 130, 35 miles an hour as they go into the kink. It's still Richard Oliver, one of the top privateers in the AMA National Superbike racing a couple of years back on a Cosman Kawasaki. Does very well up there in his home racetrack of Sears Point. And he's down here racing Willow Springs this weekend. And right now he's got the grips of the race. Oh, and Glover's off on the Foxman Kawasaki. Glover just took a tumble in turn number 9 and went off the track. The bike is in the middle of the racetrack. Glover is up and all right. Jeff Stern now takes over second spot, and Scott Gray now closing in on second. But John Glover, the story was John Glover up in turn number 9. Oh, another rider goes off the track to avoid the bike, but it looks like he's okay. But Glover looks like he's up and all right, but we've got a bike right in the middle of the track in turn number 9. Okay, the rider went out to avoid Glover there was bike number 239. That was Paul Van Zyl, who took an escape route and got around that incident in pretty good shape. But it looks like Glover's up and he's over to the bike trying to pick it up right now. Leader's out, and that's a shame because Glover putting on a great race. There would have been a great race of the flag between those two bikes, the Kawasaki Cosman and the Kawasaki Boxer. And now we've got your leader, Richard Oliver, out there almost semi by himself, going around turn number 8. We're checking on our Suzuki of Scott Gray, and we don't see him yet, but here come the leaders out of turn number 9, and there's Scott Gray, and he's definitely in second spot now and closing in on Richard Oliver. This is still going to be a close race as they come down and complete another lap. After that very poor start, he's picked himself up, dusted himself off, and has picked off the riders one at a time. And now he's got his sights on Richard Oliver. He couldn't catch him last time. Let's see if he catches him this time. Sign in, please. Mark Ingalls, if you haven't left the track yet, we need you to sign in. Okay, your leader's down the back straightaway, and it's definitely, Scott Gray is definitely picking it up, and now they're the fastest part of the racetrack. Gray will really start picking it up now as they head into turn number 8. That Cosman Kawasaki just isn't going to hold Scott Gray back this time. And Gray closing in ever so slightly closer as they come down the straightaway again. They got a lapped rider just in front of them, coming out of turn number 9. It's Oliver, but it's just a matter of time before Scott Gray gets around him. And from a dead last start, Scott Gray is going to take over the lead. As they cross the start-finish line, Oliver's lead definitely in jeopardy now as Scott Gray making the bid. It looks like he's going to make it between 1 and 2. He's closing in around turn number 2. It looks like he's going to try and get around in between probably turn 2 and 3. And he really closes in on Oliver now, and he'll probably try and outbreak him as they go up the hill. So all you fans up there in the top, you're probably going to see Gray take that lead right there as they go up to the top of the hill. Here goes Gray to the outside of Oliver. Oliver shuts the door on him. It could be Gray maybe waiting for the pass on the straightaway, but Oliver's holding his own. There it goes. Oh, nice pass by Gray. He took him coming on the downhill going into 6. And now the Suzuki takes over the lead. And let's see this guy start opening it up now. Gray on the Suzuki. And he's not opening it up. Oliver's coming back at him. Oliver into the draft of the Suzuki. And he's right on him. He's not going to let him go that easily. Maybe Oliver was waiting for somebody to catch up to him so he could have a race with. We're on the white flag lap. John Rowley's giving him one more lap. Maybe Oliver's got something left. Let's find out as Scott Gray comes down the start-finish trying to get the one lap flag. And look at Oliver coming up to the side of him. He's going to try and outbreak on the inside, but he doesn't do it. Scott Gray holds him off as he heads around turn one. Whoa, we just had a 129.2 by Scott Gray. That's what adrenaline will do for you. A 129.2, 101.5 miles an hour. 101.5 miles an hour for Scott Gray. So he's within about 3 seconds of Randy Mamola's time. That ain't too bad. Scott Gray doing a good job holding off Oliver right now as they head up the hill. In fact, it looks like Oliver took over the lead. Is that? No, we've still got Scott Gray on our front. Looks like they're coming up on a left rider. Yeah, they're coming up on two left riders right now, and Scott Gray goes right on around him on the outside, picks off one, picks off the other, and now Oliver going to try and do the same. He picks off one, and he picks off the other. He's having a tough time with that second one, but he gets around him, but it's too late. It's going to be Scott Gray coming from one turn disadvantage. He turned the wick up on that Suzuki, and he's going to take the win. Scott Gray winning the Formula One class. Bike number 31, Richard Oliver getting second spot. And a great 129.2, a good 129.2 unofficially by Scott Gray in his charge up through the field, 101.1 miles an hour. That was definitely faster than the first time around. We have a little kid on a pocket bike out here. You better get him out of the way real quick because we're going to have a lot of riders coming into the paddock area. Okay, so that was a great race there, but it would have been a really exciting race if Glover would have hung in there and not crashed up in turn number 9. We would have a great three-rider duel for the lead. Got to get some better